I built a YCS/regional deck so you don't have to. This deck list is ready to play and it's what I'm planning to use at next week's YCS. Click that like and subscribe button now. Here we go. After topping YCS Niagara with this deck, I decided to tweak it based on the upcoming ban list, which is now in effect. YCS Utrecht is next weekend, and we have many regionals this week and next week too. 40 cards, and we'll go straight into the hand traps. So I'm playing triple Ash Blossom. Now with Fusion Destiny going to free and Spright will be more popular now and Runick's everywhere, I feel like Ash is important to be played in the deck. We then have free Ghost Mourner. Monster effects are more important now than before, so to negate them it's really important, and I figured Moonlight Chill was probably one of the best ones to play over Effect Veiler. We also then have a triple Nibiru. Now the Nibiru is really important in this deck list, and the reason why is we want to keep our opponent always in check. This deck gained a lot of advantage by exchanging 1-for-1s and drawing from the field spell, so Nibiru is just perfect for this deck list. Then for the Spright cards we play triple blue, triple jet, 1 red, and 1 carrot. And this lineup's perfect because if we open up 1 Swap Frog and I have one of these two, it's perfect. It's full combo. We can still make Toad. These are just the best two because blue will get jet, jet will get the starter, and allow us to have the full board to extend and be able to combo. And then playing triple Swap Frog. Now Swap Frog's really important. There's many ways now to make Toad still, even though Rowan and Tony got banned. You can normal summon this, dump a Swap Frog. If you have an extender, which like blue, special summon blue. Blue get jet, and then your jet now can get starter, which then can summon red. To overlay, make Gigantic Spright, detach, summon Hyperia, draw a card. And that's if you open Swap Frogs, that's why you play 1 Hyperia. And then you can then make Alf. Alf bring back the Swap Frog that you sent, and then you overlay both for Toad. 1 Hyperia, because if you don't open Swap Frog, you want to summon Swap Frog over Hyperia so you can combo off. The Hyperia is just there in case you already draw the Swap Frog. Hyperia is really nice in this list because it's really nice to open as well. I don't want to increase the count to more than 1 just because I don't want to have multiple like Swap Frogs or Imperias in my hand. I'd rather have other cards like Jets, Blues, and then Runick spells. Then for the spells, I play 3 Spright Starter, then Short Card important. Really helps you start off, especially if you open this and like any level 2, you're full comboing. Then we got Spright Smashers, you have to play it. Now I've added in Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is really important to main deck now, especially with DP seeing a return. A lot with the rogue decks. A lot of players now are playing Ash again at the beginning of the format, which I think is correct to do so, and Ash can actually really hurt this deck. Just play it. Next is the Runick spells. Free Runick Tip, Freezing Curses, free Flashing Fire, and then triple Runick Destruction. We're also playing the 1 field spell. We can up this to 2 field spells if we did increase our Runick lineup. But because we're playing the 12 best ones, we're going to play 1, and I do think this is the best ratio. You're playing like an MST, you're playing a Destruction for special monsters, and you're playing an Impermanence. They also banish cards from your top of your opponent's deck, which actually can prevent them from comboing off. And also, if you go first, you get to see what they're playing, so it really helps you when you side deck. And then for the 40th card, Upstart Goblin. I wanted to just play pure 40. I did and ah by taking this out and played 2-part Desires. You can play 2 Desires because you're ideally searching your fountain first, and you don't really care what else you banish after that as long as you have your fountain. So you could play Desires in this deck list, but I figured playing Upstart, just keep it nice and clean, nice and 40. There we go. For the extra deck, playing 1 IP. Now I'm playing this Fusion card. The reason you play this is if you open Swap Frog, it lets you set up Toad. And now you can, when you bounce your Toad back to your hand and you dump this, a Swap, or you summon a Swap Frog and you dump a Swap Frog, you then special summon Blue. Blue will then get Jet, or you summon Jet. Jet will then get Starter, which will get Blue, and then Blue will then get Red. You're always going to have Jet, Blue, and Red with the Swap Frog. You then bounce the Swap Frog to your hand. You then link the 2 into this. You can keep it under 5 summons if you want, so you don't have to summon the Red yet. You can then just make this, and then with the Swap Frog, because you've normaled it, 1's in the graveyard, and you bounced it by its own effect to its hand, you then can use the effect, special summon this, and then you can overlay for your Toad. Now when you make your Toad here, this can't be used as a link material, so but you haven't made Gigantic yet. So then with the other monster that you have, you then special summon it like the red, and you overlay this and the red for your Gigantic Spright, and then you then detach, summon your Hyperia, draw a card, so you'd like to draw into a hand trap or a Runick Disruption spell, which is important here. Because this is in your extra monster zone now, if you do draw into a Runick spell, you can then just summon the level 2, which then can get you the field spell because you've got nothing in your extra monster zone. You then link away this in Hyperia, your Alf, and then you're good to go. Then play 2 Alf. I never really found 3 Alf came up. Now you can up this to 3, but I decided to play more links to give me more coverage for the event. If I go first and go second. Now if we're going first, we're always going to win. I ideally wanted to make my list really good going second as well as going first, because going first we're just going to win always, usually anyway. So going second, I just wanted to make it a better version. So with that, I decided to incorporate, obviously Dark, but Unicorn, Nightmare Griffin, and Axis Controller. Then for the XYZs, we play the Toad, the 2 Gigantic Sprite, and then the Soul Sweeper. Soul Sweeper is really important. We don't really have a battle phase. And by the fact we don't have a battle phase, we need to clear monsters. And then for the fusions, we play 2 Huggin, and then the 1 Jerry. Remember, Jerry's a Dark. If you want to, you can just summon this, summon any monster you have in a hand trap, make Dark. Dark then can summon their blue or their jet, and then you can combo off that way. Okay, then the side deck. We have Triple Ghost Nun. This is mainly for tier elements. It allows them to keep playing if they want to, but we'll gain a ton of life, which will make us survive multiple turns. Or they'll just stop, which is good for us because then we're trying to trade 1-for-1s with our spells. That's what Runick really do the best. This will then slow them down. It kind of is like a max C in some case because it's preventing them from wanting to keep going and special summoning, which we don't mind either way. They can keep summoning, give us a load of life, or they could just stop. We then play the 1 Resonator, then the Triple Shifter with the Gamma Burst. Now, because we are playing a lot of level 2s, we don't really have to conduct our battle phase. We're just trying to slow down tier elements. Now, the way I built this side deck is if I'm going second against tier elements, I should be solid. If I'm going first against them, post sideboard, I'm going to be solid as well. So tier elements is the deck that we're going to really try and beat in this format because that deck is still very good. We're then playing 3 Cosmic Cyclone. You want to play Cosmic Cyclone, especially in the mirror match. You want to banish the fountain at all costs. If you do start to see more runic spells in their deck that you aren't playing currently, that the best ones like Destruction, Flashing Fire, or Curses, it tells you then they're playing 2 fountains, so just be aware of that. But Cosmic is solid. I wouldn't change it. And then we're playing Dimensional Barrier. Now this is ideally just when we go first against tier elements. We have this when we go first, this when we go second, so we're sorted there. And then 1 God Trap, which is a point of Third Lotus. Always going to side this in when we go first. Look at our opponent's hand, take any card that basically prevent us from playing, but ideally it's just for the information. This deck is so good at disrupting your opponent if you know the information. Imagine when you know when you should negate with Toad. So there you go, you have to play a pointer. Right, this deck is 40 card main deck, 15 card side, 15 card extra. Hope it helps. If you like this deck list, comment below in the comments below. Let me know what you think to it. If you want to see deck lists like this for 2 elements or for pure Sprite, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. All right, guys, best of luck at your regionals and the YCS next week. Peace.